Recording in progress.
All right. So again, as we go through these, please pay attention. All right. Now, again, if you are not 100% sure about something, you can let me know. I don't think it's necessary because we've been doing this for a while for me to write +6 and +6. I think everybody's good enough to just say 3/5 x equals 9. If you don't know that, you can tell me. Now, when I do the reciprocal, I just put times 5/3 over here. And so now remember, you divide first. 9 divided by 3 times 5. 15. If you got that right, give yourself a check. All right. And then we're moving down to number 3. Now, number 3, remember, this entire quantity is being divided by 7. So to undo dividing by 7, we're going to multiply by 7. So we end up with x plus 4 equals -21. And then we subtract 4. X equals -25. Good? Anybody? What? You know what? You're going to have to communicate with me better. All right. You have your hand over your mouth. I can't understand a word you're saying. And now you're asking me about number which one? All right. I'm on number 3. I said, does anybody have any questions with number 1? You didn't say anything. I finish number 3, and now all of a sudden you have a question about number 1 when I'm finished with number 3. You can do it a different way. All right. Here we go. Let's look at number 5 now. All right. So for number 5, you're supposed to move the variables and the numbers. So I end up with 4x equals 16. You got a lot of work to do tonight, right, Zeb? I'm not sure what you're doing. So x equals 4. Anybody have any questions with that? Anybody? Good. All right, here we go. Let's take out number 7. All right, now here again, we just learned to cross multiply, multiplying that direction, and we're multiplying this direction. So I end up with 2 parentheses 3x minus 4 equals 2 parentheses x minus 3. Does anybody have any questions with that? Yes. Of course, that's perfectly fine. In other words, you just did this, right? Yeah. Now I'm going to say something, you see if it makes sense. If I said 2 equals x and x equals 2, doesn't that mean the same thing? So I mean, it doesn't matter how you write it, they're still equal. Agreed? The order, it's called the commutative property. All right, now, should I distribute here? Or what would be something even quicker than distributing? Divide by what? Divide both sides by 2. Now, the reason why I can divide both sides by 2 is because this is divisible by 2 and this is divisible by 2. Is that necessary? It's not necessary. It just means you understand math a little better. All right. Now I don't have to divide or multiply through by 2. I can just say x minus 3 equals 3x minus 4. If you distributed, understand you'll get the same exact answer. All right. Now, from there, remember, I'm moving this over here because I'm trying to keep the variable what? Positive. All right, but you are right. We are separating the variables. We want the variables together and we want the numbers together. So I'm going to subtract x. And if I move the x to the right, I've got to move the number to the left. So I'm going to add 4. Add 4. And you will see now that 1 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2. And so x was equal to 1/2. Molly, you okay with that? What? have you listened to anything I've been saying? What have I always said? If you do it properly, you'll get the same answer. So if I get 1/2 and you get 1/2, what does that mean?
Oh, I thought you said when you distribute.
Did you distribute?
Huh? Yeah.
Did you get the same thing?
Well, I know, I thought you meant you'd get the same as X times 2.
Now you understand me, right? You will get the same answer. X equals 1/2, regardless if you distribute or not distribute, correct? You with me? Right, again, guys, the same thing, same process. You can do it a little bit differently. You can set it up a little bit differently, but if your algebra is sound, you will get the same answer. All right, if you would have got 3/2, I'd be willing to take a look at your information. All right, we got the same answer. Here we go, next. All right. Now here, I would like everyone to recognize that I could do what to both sides? Add 7. And then I could do what? Divide by -3. I would like for you to see that. So if I add 7, I get -3, parentheses, 2x minus 5 equals 21. Now I can divide by -3. So I have 2x minus 5 equals -7. Now I add 5. 2x equals -2. And so now what? X equals -1. Everybody okay with that? Anybody? All right. Can you distribute combined terms? Yes, you can. If you want to multiply through by -3 combined terms, you're going to get the same exact answer. All right. Anybody need help on that?
I distributed, but I thought there was 3.
Okay, so here we go. -6x plus 15 minus 7 equals 14. Do you agree with that? So far, so good? -6x plus 8 equals 14. Do you see that?
Yeah,
Where was your mistake?
I said on the first one, -15.
Yes, because why? Most kids forget when they distribute a negative, negative times the negative is a what? You see your mistake now, right? Every time you got to be careful distributing a negative. Ashley, what?
I still got all that, but I didn't get 1.
Are you right here?
Yeah.
So now -6x equals 6. Right. Yep. And x equals -1. Good. All right, let's go. All right, now we got some fractions. All right, so I'm going to subtract 1/2 x, subtract 1/2 x, add 2, add 2. This cancels, this cancels. Now, 1/2 is how many fourths? 2/4, right? So you got to get a common denominator. So this is really -2/4. All right, I had to get a common denominator. So now I end up with 1/4 x equals 9. Multiply both sides by 4. X equals 36. Anybody have any issues? Check them as you go so you know which ones you have to look over tonight. Yes, sir.
I know you don't care, but I got the same answer, but the way you did it's like pretty confusing.
Well, what did you do?
I did the same thing, but you write a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I'm saying everyone in here, I hope, can say 3/4 minus 1/2 is 1/4.
Yeah.
right? If you can't, we're in a little bit of trouble. All right, I just was showing people what 3/4 minus 1/2 is, right? I really don't want you to write any work for that. All right. Here we go. Now, 13, distributing a negative. Negative 12x minus 18 equals 8x plus 78. Now, for me, I like to move the negative 12 over here because I want the variable to be positive. So I'm going to add 12x. Then I'm going to subtract 78. So I have 20x equals negative 96. Everybody okay with that? Now, of course, x equals negative 96 divided by 20. And now we just have to reduce that by 4. Tell me, what was it?
24/5.
Negative 24/5. And if you got that, I'm pretty happy. Yes.
Question mark if I put it as possible.
No. I always give partial credit. All right. Look, that's why it's important. If I don't follow your work, I can't give you partial credit. But if I can look at your work and say, okay, that makes sense. You just made a silly, like Molly forgot the negative times the negative. That's normal. All right. It's not a big deal. All right. If you show me your work. All right. But if you just have an answer down, some of you like to just put the answer, it's going to be all wrong. All right, here we go. 15. All right. Again, I like to minus 2x and minus 12. Negative 15 equals 5x. So x equals negative 3. Yeah, that's not hard. All right, here we go. Again, we have fractions. So we're going to do what? Cross multiply. So here we go. 5 parentheses 2x plus 1 equals 3 times 3 minus 2x. Now, can I divide by anything here first? Hello, can I divide by anything first? No, because 5 and 3 can't be divided evenly. So now we just distribute the 5. So I have 10x plus 5 equals 9 minus 6x. Add 6x, minus 5, 16x equals 4. Now, of course, everybody puts down 4 here. All right, thank you very much, Jackson. Everybody puts down 4. It's not 4, is it? It's what? 1/4. Check yourself. Yes. Because listen to me, I want you to, in your head, say, I'm dividing by 16. I'm dividing by 16. So you can visually see the fraction 4/16, right? It's easy to say that's 4. Very easy. 1/4 and 4 is not the same, Jackson. You see what I'm saying, right? All right. Come on now. All right, here we go. 19, just to make sure you're understanding.
0.
Yeah, dividing by 9. 0 divided by anything is 0. So x equals 0 here. Any problem with that? Come on, checking them off as you go, Jackson. Big day tomorrow. Some of you guys, I'm telling you, if you have another down day tomorrow, we got conferences coming. All right, trying to figure out what the problem is. All right, here we go. 21. Adding 6 to both sides. 7/8 x equals 2. Everybody good with that? And now we're multiplying by the reciprocal. So this is times 8/7. Can I reduce that fraction? So you should have 16/7. Everybody good? Everybody good? All right. So here, multiplying by 3. X minus 8 equals negative 12. Adding 8, x equals negative 4. Brennan, how's that? You know what you're doing?
Yeah.
I don't see much work on your paper. What, Evan?
I don't realize it.
You see your mistake?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. 25. I'm adding 3x. Adding 3x. Subtracting 8. Subtracting 8. Negative 28 equals 6x. Dividing by 6, x equals, can that be reduced? What does that reduce to? How much? 14 over 3. Remember, they're both divisible by 2. All right, not a big deal. Just double check your notes. Divide them by 2. You see it now, Molly? Yeah, you had it as 27, I think, probably, not 28.
No, I divided by 4.
Yeah, you can't. 6 doesn't divide by 4, right? You with me? All right, no problem. Good for you, Misha.
Wait, so it's not how when it's going negative.
I didn't divide by negative, did I? I divided by,
When I saw the problem, I just thought some negative, so I put in a positive.
well, I'm, now look, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show everybody in here, if you look at your work and my work and it's a little bit different, let's talk about where you made your mistake. Right? Do you have what I have up here?
Yeah.
Do you have negative 28 equals 6x?
No, I already made my mistake. I'm saying, why wouldn't it be double negative equals positive?
Did you subtract 8 and add 3 like I did? Or did you subtract 3x and add 20?
I subtracted 8 and added 20.
Okay, so hold on a minute. So I'm going to come back to this real quick, and now you're going to watch me.
No, I understand.
I'm showing you where you made your mistake, kiddo.
No, I understand where I made my mistake. I was asking why wasn't that? Like, why isn't double negative equals positive?
Because there's no two, there's not, I don't see two negatives, is what I'm trying to show you, kiddo. I don't see both negatives, right? I see 3x plus 3x right here. That gives me 6x, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Right or not right? I'm really trying to help you. So you're good. Can I go to the next problem or you want? Okay. All right. Here we go. 27. Now here I would add 3x, plus 7 plus 7. 5x equals negative 20. X equals negative 4. Yes, Molly.
I see that you added 1, and then I got positive 1.
Okay, so let's do it that way, just to help you. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this. Uh-oh. So I'll move this out of the way for a second. Now you did plus 27.
Yeah.
So if I do plus 27, then I would have to do minus 2x, right? Bless you. Do you agree with that or not?
Yeah.
So now this is negative 5x and this is 20. So it's the same, you end up with the same answer. Negative 4 equals x. Do you agree? You see a mistake? All right, so just the little negatives you got to be careful with, right? All right, so really highlight that. Okay, I'm hoping everybody here can say I can do what to both sides? Add 12 first, right? Add 12. So 6 plus 12 is what? 18. Now what can I do? Divide by -6. 2x minus 5 equals -3. Everybody looking at that, right? Anybody have any issues? Good. All right, now add 5. What do I get? And when I finally divide, I get a what? 1. You okay, Evan, or not? Okay, well, I just want you to find your mistake. Right, that's the whole point of me putting it up here, so you can look at your work and my work and see where there's a problem, and if you can't find your mistake, you tell me, okay, I'm on the second step, I don't know where you got that. Where's it different?
Well, I just tried it,
Did you just distribute?
yeah, I got the -12. And so then,
-12x plus 30 minus 12 equals 6. Is that correct?
yeah,
So now I have -12x plus 18. Do you agree with that?
I did the, I did plus 12.
Well, I would want you to combine terms first. But even if you added 12, that would be 18, and then 18 minus 30 would still be -12.
Yeah, so I got. The gross negative.
Very good. What?
But I thought if you I subtract 18, when I got -12, and I divided -12 by positive. Oh, because I see.
Yeah. Anybody else? What? I listen, I can't correct your work. I'm trying to teach you, look up and see where your mistake is. I divided by -6, buddy. What's it? You don't have to do the distributive property if you don't want. If you want to do the distributive property, that's what Evan does. Right, there's just shortcuts to it. I'm trying to show you the shortcut because you like that. All right, but you don't have to do that. All right, it just makes the problems harder. What, Ashley?
I did 30 minus 12, but 30 minus 12 is 22.
Sometimes. Today, 30 minus 12 is 18. 30 minus 10 is 20. 20 minus 2 is 18. True? Yeah, silly. It doesn't matter, guys. I don't care. I want you to be brave and say, I'm not sure. All right? But just be careful with your arithmetic. That's where the mistakes are being made. All right? What? The same thing. It doesn't matter what you got. If you didn't get a 1, you made a mistake. So I'm asking you on my work up here, what's different? That's what some of you aren't learning. It doesn't matter what's on your paper. Look up here on the board and follow my steps and say, okay, this is where I made my mistake. So the next step here would be -12x equals -12. So x is equal to 1. Listen, I'm trying to show you in math, there's just follow along with me. Look at your steps and look at my steps. Where you're different is where the mistake is. Try to figure that out. Once you learn to find your mistakes, math is much easier. All right, you have to understand, you're making mistakes distributing a negative. So you make that note to yourself. All right, here we go. 31. All right. Now, let's go ahead and do -2/3. -2/3 plus 3 plus 3. So now I have 12. I'm begging you, please look up if you're having trouble with the fractions. What is the common denominator, guys? 15 is the common denominator. So I'm putting a 15 in the denominator. What am I multiplying the first fraction by? 3. So if I multiply this by 3, that becomes a what? 9. Now I'm doing a minus. What am I multiplying the second fraction by? 5. So that would be 9 minus 10. You should be able to do that. And so 9 minus 10 is what? Negative 1/15 x equals 12. So now we're just multiplying by negative 15. So x is obviously negative 180.
I got one.
Thank you for that information. Just put an X on your paper. All right. Anybody else have any issues with that? Anybody with the fractions? All right, that's really important. All right. If we do good tomorrow, we can bring in the calculators. All right. If you're not doing, if we don't collectively do well, then we have no calculators. All right. So here we go. 33, distributing the negative. Negative 6x minus 21 equals x plus 7. Add 6x minus 7. 7x equals negative 28. So x equals negative 4. Good? All right. Come on. That's why we did lots of problems, lots of practice. All right, here we go. 35. Add 6x. Add 6x. Now, how many of you guys are like, that's really simple to do that now? All right, if you're like, that's really simple, you're allowed to just say 17x equals, now you'd be adding 31. So that would be what? No. Negative 21. You with me on that, right? You good? And so now 21 and 17 don't divide evenly. So it's just negative 21 over 17. Right? Just negative 21 over 17. All right, here we go. 37. Now, there's no reason here because I have too much going on the right side. I can't really just subtract 3 and divide by 2 because there's this x. So here I want to just go ahead and distribute the 2. All right, so we end up with 4x minus 18 plus 3 equals 4 minus x. Now we're looking at the negative 18 and the positive 3. 4x minus 15 equals 4 minus x. Adding x. Adding 15. Looks like we have what? 5x equals 19. So x equals 19 over 5. Everybody okay with that? Anybody? Yes. Well, we're going on the evens right now, right? Yeah, here we go. You want me to go up the page? Let me go up. Usually they're harder at the end. All right, so we'll go backwards. All right, so here we go. We'll start with 34. You can see how you did. Oh, did I skip? Oh yeah, 38. We'll start at 38. Even though that's kind of similar to the other one, right? Subtract 3/5 x, subtract 3/5 x, adding 5, adding 5. So again, common denominator is 15. So multiply the first one by what? 5, and the second one by 3. So I have 10 minus 9 equals 13. 1/15 x equals 13. So x equals 150 plus 45, right? 195. Everybody good with that? Anybody? All right, let's keep going. All right, yeah, 36 is tricky. All right, so let's knock that out real quick. 4x minus 2 minus 7 equals 3x minus 21 plus 2x. Combining terms, correct? Combined terms. 4x minus 9 equals, on this side it's 3x plus 2x, which is 5x. Subtract 4x, add 21. So x equals 12. Everybody good with that? All right, here we go. This is a good one. All right, 6x minus 2x minus 6 equals 4x. Okay, here we go. 4x minus 6 equals 4x. So everybody should be able to look at that and say that looks a little weird. What is it? No solution. 4x minus 6 can't equal 4x. That's not possible. Okay, so that's why we would just say there is no solution. No solution. Everybody good with this? Variables are equal, right? That can't work. Right, over here. 5x minus 10 plus 10 equals negative 3x minus 18. Combining terms, 5x equals negative 3x minus 18. Adding 3x, 8x equals negative 18. Now we're dividing by 8, right? So we'd say x equals negative 9/4. Anybody have any issues with that? Anybody? All right, here we go. Let's knock out 30. All right, 30 is a good one. All right. 3 times 1/6 is 1/2. 1/2 x minus 18 equals 2x minus 8. Now, again, I just did that fraction pretty quickly. Does anybody have any questions with that fraction? Tell me. So are you good with 1/2 x? You want me to show you that? So what's 2 times 9? Divided by 9. That's where I got that from. But I prefer, Molly, that you do this. 2, I'm sorry, not the 2, but I prefer you do 9 divided by 9 times 2. So over here, 36 divided by 9 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. You with me? The fraction bar in a fraction means divide. All right. Now I have to subtract 1/2 x and add 8. So I have negative 10 equals. Now 2, come on guys, I need help with 2. 2 is how many halves? If you have 2 pizzas, how many halves is that? 4. Everybody should be able to tell me that. 2 pizzas is the same as 4 halves. So I'm going to convert 2 to 4 halves. Now what's 4 halves minus 1/2? 4 halves minus 1/2 is 3 halves. And now we're undoing the fraction by multiplying by the, yes, multiplying by the reciprocal. Can anything cancel with the 10 and the 3? So x equals negative 20/3. Okay. Here we go, 28. Now on 28, this is a good one. We can divide by 4. 3x minus 9 equals negative 8. Adding 9, 3x equals 1. So x equals 1/3. If you got that one right, that's good. All right. Anybody have any issues? It's not 3. Everybody good? Yes, Evan, quick.
How'd you get that? I got 1/4. How did you get,
Evan, what's 32 divided by 4? Evan, what's 32 divided by 4? How much? Just look on the board and tell me. I'm telling you what it is. You don't have to figure it out. If it's on the board, it's correct. If I say 32 divided by 4, that's 8. How do I know that's 8, Evan? Because it's on the board. You don't have to figure out what 4 times 8 is.
I distributed.
Okay, so are you going to get the same answer? 12x minus 36 equals negative 32. 12x equals 4. X equals 4 divided by 12, which is 1/3. Where's your mistake?
I keep thinking 4 times 3.
Okay, well, hopefully that'll change by tomorrow. All right, what's wrong with 26? No solution, right? 2x cannot equal 2x minus 8. Just not possible. No solution. All right, I'm expecting you guys to look at that and say no solution. All right, here we go. A couple decimals. I think there's one on the test tomorrow. All right, so add 1.5. So now 3x equals negative 1.2. All right. Now, when you divide this by 3 and say negative 1.2 divided by 3, if you put 0.4, I'm totally fine with that. I prefer fractions, so I would have written negative 12 over 30 and then reduced by 6, which would be negative 2/5. All right. But if you're looking at 1.2 divided by 3, say, obviously that's 0.4. I'm okay with you writing 0.4. I prefer what? Fractions. They're just easier to work with. All right. That was kind of tricky. Anybody? All right. Here we go. Let's knock out 22. Adding 3 to both sides. Negative 6 equals 2x. So x equals negative 3. Good. Come on, don't give up. Keep going, checking your work. All right, here we go. 20 multiplied by the 5/3. Thank you. Multiply by the reciprocal. Is there anything I can reduce here? No. Negative 35 over 9. Brennan, you okay with that? All right, anybody? All right, here we go. Let's knock this out. Okay, another fraction. Okay, let's just do minus 3/4 x. Add 5. Okay, so now here we go, guys. What's the common denominator between 4 and 5? 20. Thank you very much. All right, so what am I multiplying the first fraction by? 4. So that gives me 8 minus 15, negative 7 over 20, multiplied by the reciprocal. And so we have negative 260 over 7. I'll finish doing this and then I'll post them.